Hello team, here is my justification for the design choices I made when creating the graphic we need. The first design principle is proximity. Proximity means grouping related design elements together. We perceive such grouped elements as belonging to one visual information unit or topic. Here's the first example of the principle of proximity. This is a center alignment. Here is another example of the principle of proximity. These elements are all grouped together. Here's another principle of proximity example. These are all aligned to the right. And the last example of proximity are these items in the table that are also grouped together. The next principle is visual hierarchy. A visual hierarchy means the arrangement of elements in a way that implies a hierarchy of importance within a section. It is achieved by creating dominant, subdominant, and subordinate focal points using varying visual weight. The first visual hierarchy element is right here, which uses a dominant focal point. Another visual hierarchy element is the Dogs in America title. That is also another dominant focal point, drawing attention to it. And the last dominant focal point for visual hierarchy is the 2500. Each of the dominant focal points also has a subdominant focal point below it. So across all sizes and breeds, popularity of different sized dogs and dog breeds in America, so they complement each other well. Closure icons. Closure means, or the next principle is closure with a subtopic of icons, and closure means what happens when we look at a shape that is incomplete. Many icons use closure effectively. So my use of the principle of closure with the subtopic of icons would be these dogs here, which use some white space underneath the belly and arm of the dog. And these would be icons in the pictograph that I used. The next principle would be similarity and anomaly, which means what happens when we see objects that are similar to one another. Anomaly uses the principle of similarity to alter one object in order to draw attention to difference. So the subtopics I'm discussing are color theory and color harmony. Color harmony I used by choosing similar monochromatic colors and analogous colors throughout my entire presentation. So for font, for colors of the icons, for the text boxes and other design elements, they're all within a monochromatic and analogous color scheme mix. Keeps everything in color harmony. I also used color theory for my graph, choosing colors that would complement each other well, but were just different contrasted versions or saturated versions of themselves. My last principle is contrast, which is the difference in visual weight between the background and text. So a good example of contrast would be in the text against the light background. So all of these focal points have good contrast to this light green yellow colored background, as well as the design elements, the boxes and the tables. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Thank you.